The scandal surrounding Jeffrey Epstein first erupted back in 2005. 3 years later, he was taken into custody for soliciting minors for prostitution, but was released after only 13 months. Furthermore, his criminal record did not prevent the financier from returning to his usual social circle, largely thanks to the help of Peggy Siegal, a crisis PR specialist and former editor at the New York Times. According to Variety, it was Siegal who orchestrated the rehabilitation of Epstein's reputation following his prison stint. She managed these operations remotely while enjoying her time in Saint-Tropez, staying in constant contact with her client and friend. As publication materials show, their relationship was indeed close. Siegal contacted the billionaire immediately after his release, inquiring about his first sleep, shower, and breakfast as a free man. She even celebrated the occasion by symbolically wearing striped pajamas, mimicking a prison uniform. Another confirmation of their intimacy was Epstein's request for Siegal to find a woman who could bear him a child. Siegal responded not just positively, but with overt enthusiasm. She wrote that if she weren't 102 years old, she would have agreed in a nanosecond. At the time, the specialist was 64. "I need great genes. Smart, beautiful, funny. If you were 50 years younger..." "Oops, 40, the financier replied. Siegal then promised to find a European intellectual, likely a full-time student, adding that an aspiring socialite was not the right fit. Siegal's primary task was to help Epstein reintegrate into high society through various means. "I have no idea what the reaction to your return will be, but move slowly and stay under the radar. Your friends are around, and at least your house is stunning," she wrote. The publicist recommended that Jeffrey host parties at his mansion, inviting leading political and military minds, and also invited Woody Allen, Prince Andrew, and others from the billionaire's inner circle. In return, he paid Peggy well and sponsored her trips to Cannes. He reportedly gave her a Cartier watch and sent money regularly. In 2010, the businessman funded her expenses at the film festival, including hotel and airfare. In 2011, he paid $50,000 for unspecified services. And in 2018, he gifted her $30,000 for her birthday. Despite this, Siegal has repeatedly emphasized that their communication allegedly ceased in 2017. Naturally, Peggy had to actively manage issues with the press, which was flooded with accusations against Epstein. Publications in the Daily Beast and Newsweek were particularly sensitive. The publicist was worried about the stance of their editor-in-chief, Tina Brown, who desperately wanted to punish the billionaire, and even wondered how her influence could be neutralized. Whenever his name was discussed at public events, Peggy warned her client and kept him informed of the media's mood. Simultaneously, she helped shape a favorable image for him. Following his cues, she gave complimentary comments to journalists, calling him a brilliant man and one of the smartest people in New York, emphasizing that he had paid a high price and deserved forgiveness. Even more chilling emails from Peggy to Epstein were uncovered by the Daily Mail. New files from the U.S. Department of Justice mention that the publicist suggested bringing a small child to the billionaire from a trip to Africa. "We cannot thank you enough for another life experience. If the Maasai warriors don't eat us, the Somali pirates will," she wrote. She then added, "I can bring you a small child, or two." Boys or girls? Very Madonna-style. The singer has 6 children, 4 of whom she adopted from Africa. It has not been established for what purpose Siegal wrote to the billionaire about children, or whether she was joking. Peggy was not always able to fulfill her clients' requests. For instance, Epstein once asked her to arrange a visit to the Oscars on a private jet shared with Anne Hathaway, Hugh Jackman, and Jessica Chastain. Despite Siegal's recommendation to book the largest and most luxurious private plane, neither the flight nor the meeting ever took place. Despite their close contact and her fulfillment of almost any request, Siegal has long distanced herself from her former client. Since his second arrest in 2019, she has claimed she was only at Epstein's house twice, and always for social occasions. Furthermore, she stated she knew nothing of his connections with underage girls and could not believe it could be true. She describes herself as easy prey who was humiliated by the media and rejected by friends. Shortly after the scandal broke, many major companies, including Netflix and FX, stopped working with her. As a reminder, Epstein was rearrested in July 2019 on charges of sex trafficking and sexual exploitation involving minors. A month later, he was found dead in his cell. The official cause of death was ruled a suicide. Investigations have continued ever since, with interest surging this year after the U.S. Department of Justice released over 3 million files related to the case in January.